Okay, how's it going, everybody? So in this video, I'm going to be building this addition slash water storage shed off the side of this trailer. I recently moved into this trailer and it's a total shit show. So I'm trying to rebuild it and you know, make it actually livable. The whole point behind this is I put it on skids so that I can move it in the future, because this trailer is not a long-term thing, it's temporary. Stick around if you want to see a multi-episode series on building this. It doesn't have to be just this either. If there's any interest in it, I'll, you know, show more videos of what I'm doing around the homestead. Like you can see, there's this old barn out there. I plan on jacking it up. The one wall's falling in, so I plan on jacking it up and putting it all in. It's actually crazy. That thing's made out of 4x4 stacked, or maybe it's 6x6s stacked with bolts or big chunks of rebar holding it all together, and that's what it's got for walls. It's just solid wood. So I want to fix it. I got to jack it up, and I got to get that wall that's starting to fall, stand it up. So if there's any interest in this, I'll show a video on how I do that. But yeah, so let's get back to this. So in this video, I show how to build the floor and how to build the walls. And then in the next video, I'll tie them together. I'll install my water tanks, and then I'll install my rafters and probably sheet the whole thing as well. And so yeah, if you want to see that, just make sure you hit like and subscribe. I'll know that people actually are interested in this type of thing. And yeah, so let's get into it. So little side note here. I know the video is pretty choppy. It's because it took over like 3 or 4 months to make the whole thing, and I really wasn't planning out like a script of what I was going to say. So just bear with me. The next ones will be better. It's just, you know, I've been busy with school. So you can see I got 4 of them up so far. 16-inch on center. And then I'm going to be able to insulate the floor as well. Okay, well, these are my extras. You have to bring the skid steer back and grab them, but you can see there. I'm going to keep coming all the way out. Okay, since I have so many of these left over, they're literally just, nobody's using them. They're going to junk sitting in our barnyard. To fill the gaps, I figured I'd just turn them sideways. So this is the one that's not quite 16-inch on center. I actually just had to pop these 2 screws out and make it so this one could fit. So now actually this one's a little tighter than the rest of them, but the rest of them all have a gap like that. So I think I'm gonna have to run like a 2x2 or something beside each one just to fill the gap. I don't think this is proper. No, this definitely is not proper, but it will work fine because it was free and I didn't have to go buy any more material. Also, I found the date on these. I think 01/05 2010. So these are in fact 15 years old, just like I thought. There was a mill that closed down about an hour away from here, and a cousin of mine was a foreman there. And so when they closed down, he gave us a call because they were going to throw all this out in a bunch of 2x10s, 2x12s. They were going to just literally throw them out. No one could take them. No one had room. So we went and picked these up almost 15 years ago, and they've been sitting in the barnyard ever since, just kind of wrapped up. But the wrapping peeled back, and so the tops got a little gray. And you can see the insides are actually still fine. I didn't mean to use this one. This one was on an outside. But as long as you don't use the outside ones, they actually look really good still. Okay, well, there's a much better way of doing this, but these floor joists pretty much fit perfectly down in there, except they left this much of a gap, and so the width of a 2x4 fits perfectly. So actually, if you got 2x2s and laid them in there, it'd be perfect. What I did is, just because I had a bunch of 2x6s laying around, I cut them 3 ways. I think I cut up 3.5 boards, and I did, you know, 8 foot plus 2 feet at the end. So I did 2 foot chunks. You see, they're just not screwed up yet, but that one goes right to the very end. Comes along right now. It's just kind of fell down in, but it'll butt right up there. This one is slightly tighter because there's a little bit of a mess up in it somewhere. And this one is the one that wasn't quite 16-inch on center, and so it doesn't even need it. But I might have to pop these screws out and just shift it down. Or maybe, I think maybe this one was a little loose. No, most of them I had to beat in with a hammer, like they're tight. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get one in there. Okay, well, again, I didn't get video, but I've got all of these floor joists like secure down in there. And these ones here, I used another one to cap the ends. You can see there's no wiggle on there. So I'm just laying this plywood over for now, because I still have to come back through and insulate and vapor barrier it. But we've been getting snow like crazy, so I need to put this on here just to keep the snow out. But yeah, it's turning out pretty good so far. It's not quite square though. Something's a little off, but that's okay. I went over, I cut these out. This side is slightly longer than that side because I guess it's not 100% square, but it's pretty close. So this was 24 inches and 3/4. That side was 24 inches and a half. But I keep forgetting to record what I'm doing, so I figured I would set you guys up and then attach this one. I then got to go make a support that I can put on the joint there. But there we go. I got the whole thing framed up. I just need to go cut that up, make some supports out of it. Put one here at the top and bottom when they're... Okay, so I definitely should have used a long board on the other side where I used a short one here and staggered them long on one end, short on the other for maximum strength, but I didn't even think about it. Top and bottom. And then the only thing I need to do is come in, spray foam all these gaps there. Any little cracks. I need to spray foam them all there. That's okay though. Okay, well, it seems to have worked. So I came over yesterday when the weather was a bit warmer and I did every single crack. Here you can see better. This is the one I had shaved down, so I made sure to fill the gaps where there were any. And there was a big gap, same as on this end. Filled all the big gaps along the whole edge. And now I'm ready to lay some insulation in. Okay, well, I don't have a stand to record this, but it's my insulation. I'm just gonna start laying it in there, see how it looks. Okay, well, one bag covered that much, and I still need like maybe a little over 2 feet there on each end. I've never insulated anything before in my life, so I'm gonna make sure that the ends butt up like that'll butt them up perfect, and then make sure that there's no compression going on like there. Make sure it's still fluffy and everything so that it insulates. But I've never done it, so I don't know really what I'm doing. Okay, actually this is going to work out perfectly. So for the ends, I'd cut one to length, and then you get one that's not quite the same length. See there, I stuck 2 together. Here I stuck 2 together. So I have 2 sheets left. One to fill this gap, then I'll get a leftover to add to here. One more to fill that gap, and then the leftover will fill that. So 3 bags perfectly does a 10 by 12 shed. Okay, well this is awesome. It worked out perfectly. All 3 bags, fill it. I'm just gonna go and fix anywhere where there looks like it's compressed, like here. Just kind of fluff it up a bit. I know that when they're compressed, they don't work as good. So I'm just trying to keep all the compression out. But yeah, for my first time insulating anything, I think it looked really good. So next I vapor barrier, and then I sheet it. We'll see if I do that today. It's pretty cold out here. I just wanted to make sure this all fit. I might just cover it up for the day and then come back, finish this tomorrow. But it's looking pretty good.
The next day.
Well, we got a lot of snow. And this is my floor. So we've gotten like 1.5 feet of snow. It's a good thing I covered it all, but I got a lot of shoveling to do. Bring the skid steer in and clear this trail out, but I'm gonna have to shovel all of this. Whew. And we're supposed to get 4 more days of snow, actually. We're not even done. So this is pretty crazy.
1 eternity later.
Okay, well, it's been about 2.5 months since I worked on the floor here. I've been over and I've been working on other things, but I'm in college, so until I'm done, I'm in my last semester right now, but until I'm done, I don't have that much free time. But I managed to find some right now, and so I figured, you know, before all this snow melts, I would get some vapor barrier. Sorry, you can't see me. I'd get some vapor barrier on the floor here before the snow melted. So I'm gonna overlap them and then tuck tape them together. Like I said in all these other clips, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making it up as I go along, and it's literally only got to be good enough for me. But it's looking pretty good so far. So anyways, let's do this part next. All right, so now that that's done, next is to put plywood up. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. You'd think I'd know what I was doing. Okay, well, there is the finished floor. I didn't get a great video of once I completed it yesterday. Okay, I got my boards cut to length, so this will be my top and bottom for that front wall. I got 4 studs here. I got like 30 more inside, but I'm gonna build that front wall first, and then one of these side walls probably, and then I'll brace them up together. And okay, so I've got my end 2 studs in place. Ignore all the X'd out marks, but I got my 16-inch on center marked out, both top and bottom. I keep trying to set my phone up, but it's too cold that it keeps on not working. So I'll try to set it up, but if I don't get a video, that's why. Okay, so yeah, that's how I'm gonna frame this up. I wasn't sure about the window. I was thinking about putting a window in this wall, but honestly, it doesn't matter. And if I want to, I can always frame in a window after, but I don't think I'm gonna do a window. So. Okay, there's one built, but this gives a good reference for how tall it's gonna be. And then I have room for my 2x6s to sit on top running this way and still fit underneath that chunk of roof. So okay, well, I decided to start working on one of these long walls. So since this is gonna be my slope side, see I made my marks. The first 2 were a little bad, but each one is 1 inch or 1.33 inches shorter than the last. So it works out to be an even 1 to 12 slope. It's about what this is, but I don't think it's going to be steep enough. Anyways, I'm just going to cut these to length, every one of them, and then I can start building this long wall as well. Yeah. Okay, there's no going back. I got my pieces all cut. But yeah, so I'm going to start throwing this together, and we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty nervous. I've never made anything like this. I made sure to cut all these at like a 4-degree angle, so hopefully the boards just sit perfectly. But I truly don't know what I'm doing, so we'll see how this goes. This one here is 7 foot. That one up there is 8 foot. And yeah, so I'm just measuring and marking where each stud has to go. And then I'm gonna throw this one together and stand it up. Okay, I had my camera set up watching me do this, but it's so cold out here, it died. But yeah, so I got this framed up. I have it just connected up there with a piece of scrap, and I have it screwed to the floor. And you know, that screwed in there, and that side too. But this is how it looks so far. You can barely tell the slope on the roof, but it's there. I think it's exactly the same as that one. So, but yeah, so that looks pretty good. Now I just need to do this one, and I'll frame in a door right here, and then but yeah, that'll do it. Okay, so we're supposed to be at the end of the bad weather. You can see it's a nice day out here now. It was started out this morning at minus 30, but I think it's about minus 13 now. So I figured I was going to work on this and potentially get it done. As you can see, I have this wall completed, that wall completed, and I'm not gonna frame in the window, I don't think. So I've thought a lot about how I'm gonna do my double plates at the top, because this one comes up at a slope, so there's a little gap, unless I was to carve down the top, but then this board would still hold it higher. So there's really not a great way for me to secure the top one. This one, on the other hand, my top plate's gonna go like this, so I can cut out a 5.5 inch long little piece so it sits flush on there. I'm doing that so I don't know if that's proper, but I'm overlapping my double plates from my 10-foot walls over onto my 12-foot walls. Realizing this now, I should have made the front walls, like these walls come up into them, so that there was a 5.5 inch wide part at the top that was flat, but it's in the past. So this is gonna be fine the way I'm gonna do it. I'll hook the top, I'll run my double plate all the way across. I got 12 footers. Yeah, I got 12 footers here for my double plates. They're gonna run across and overhang. I'll end up cutting about a foot off, and I'll tie all my walls together with the double plates. And then for my rafters, I'm going to do 16 inch on center, but then the last one, there's not going to be a rafter here. There'll be one there, and then I'll hang it out 32 inches. So there's a 16 inch overhang on this side. No rafter here, but the boards will sit directly on top of this board. And that's how I'm gonna do my rafters. Well, not this board, it'll sit on top of the double plate. But yeah, that's how the rafters will sit, and I'll have 16 inches of overhang each way. And I got 14 footers. I think I only need about, well, if I did 13, I'll do it so I have 16 inches of overhang this way probably too. And then, yeah. Honestly, the best way to do this would probably be to put the door in this wall and have a little bit steeper of an overhang, or of a slope. But I'm trying to maximize my room here. I understand I'm probably gonna have to, well, no, I'm going to definitely have to clean this roof off every year. But unlike that one, I know it's gonna be strong enough that I can actually stand on it and work and push all the snow off. I don't trust any of this other roof, so I didn't get a chance to clean any of it this winter, because that needs fixed. It's gonna collapse. I got supports holding it up in there, so that's, I gotta end up pulling the tin off and replace all the roof there. But anyways, so yeah, this is definitely gonna need maintenance in the winter, but I'm okay with that, honestly. I'm young, I can climb up there and clean it off. So anyways, I'm gonna get busy. I'm going to build this wall first, this 12 footer, and then I'll build this front wall last. And yeah, I'm going to build the door here, and I'm gonna build my own door. So also we'll see how well that insulates. If it's not great, I'll probably be, you know, stapling insulation to it or something to try to keep it warm, but I'll try to build my own door. And so anyways, I'm gonna build it custom. Since it's a custom door, I don't need to worry about, you know, standard spacing. Okay, I've got these measured out, each one same as that side, 1.33 inches shorter than the last. That one's just a tad longer than 8 foot. So I'll just extend my lines and cut them off. Okay, well, I've been trying to take videos, but it's so cold that my camera keeps dying. But this right here will be the door. I'm just planning it out right now. I'll put a top plate in here, but because this wall is only 7 feet tall, literally just a top plate will fit in there sideways with no cripple studs in between. It's probably not quite proper, but it's gonna be fine. So I just gotta cut out my header, my jack studs, I believe they're called. They're just right here. And these are my king studs. All I did was, I did my regular 16-inch, but I moved this one over. I believe I moved this one over 3 inches. I don't know what I did. I did something. Okay, this is my door. I got it framed. That's sitting against there, but honestly, like, that's solid. And then, yeah. So I gotta move my rafters now, and I can stand this one up right here. Okay, well, I finished this front wall and I got them all tacked together for now. You can see at the top, I just have them temporarily braced. But my top plate for this wall is gonna run all the way across, and then I'm gonna secure it to that wall, and same as on the top. And I haven't cut out my floor or my bottom of the door yet. But you can see here, I got my header, and I'm gonna have to insulate in there. But it's 32.5 inches wide, which gives me enough room to do my 32-inch door. And here I have my rafters. But yeah. Nice. Okay, well, thank you everybody for watching this video. And again, if there's any interest in seeing a part 2, you'll see me doing the rafters, installing my tanks. And then eventually, like maybe a part 3, you'll see me hook my water into the whole thing. I have a propane water heater in there. You can see me hook that up. There's lots of stuff to do here. So if there's any interest, make sure you just hit subscribe and like, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks.